tell me, what's your name? Like, your username and stuff like that. Like, what do you do?
Well, hello. My name is Dorian, but I go online by Dorian Primes or Sludge Elf. I am an animator and graphic design student from Mexico, but hobby-wise, I like to draw and create characters, and that is normally what my online presence is reduced to. I will say that when I was around 6 or 7 years old, I was really into Teen Titans and Angry Birds and Sonic the Hedgehog, like 2011 stuff that I liked. And I just kinda, one day, I started drawing these cat characters that they were like balls and sticks. And I just kinda started creating characters. And that's how I started. I never stopped drawing after that.
Pretty cool. Would you say that was your inspiration into getting into art?
I mean, when I was like 6 years old and 7 years old, Angry Birds was very popular, and I also liked Sonic the Hedgehog. It sounds silly, but that's what I liked back then, and it got me into drawing.
That's pretty cool. What are the main materials you use to make your art? Like software or like programs that you use?
I use Clip Studio, but I start with the classic of classics, Microsoft Paint, to start with digital art. Then my parents got a tablet, and I got this drawing app that was Sketchbook. That one app was the reason why I start preferring digital art over traditional. Um, so then I got a laptop, and it was like this very slow laptop, and the only software that laptop could support was Fire Alpaca. And I kept using that software for like, I will say, 5 years or so, which, I mean, it's a lot. Then I recently moved to Clip Studio Paint because I prefer the animation features it has.
Okay, yeah, and you would say that it's better for that. It's like a full package, so that'd be the reason for switching over.
Well, you see, as I said, I also animate, and Fire Alpaca is good for animation, but it is kinda, I will say, tedious to use it because you can only use layers and there's no timeline. And in Clip Studio, you have like a timeline, you can have audio, and it's still a little difficult to get used to it, but it's a little bit better. And also, I like better the brushes that you can get in Clip Studio Paint because there's more options to choose from.
Okay. Would you recommend any of these programs to anyone that's starting out for digital art?
Well, yeah, I think that Fire Alpaca is very simple. Um, that's how I started like drawing digitally on a computer. Seriously talking, like leaving Microsoft Paint aside. But also Clip Studio sounds like sounds good enough, I guess.
Okay. Now, as an artist, what's like that one thing that you would love to do? Like, what's that one art piece that you'd want everyone to know you for?
Well, for me, my main reason why I keep doing art and I like my art are my characters, my original characters that I create. I just like to create from stuff that I see in real life or I investigate from. Um, I am a nerd and I really like studying foreign countries and cultures and stuff. And I really like creating characters based on that. So I think that's something that I would like to be remembered for.
So, like, really good character design is what you're saying.
I mean, yes, not exactly design per se, but also the development behind it, like the backstory, the
Yeah.
uh, yes.
That's really cool. All right, so what do you want to do as like an artist? Do you want to like your own series, or would you like to take this to the professional level?
Out of my art, like, I mean, I'm studying graphic design and all of this. I will probably like work in a studio or probably get my own studio. But talking about my art as a hobby, because even if I'm going to work on it in a future, uh, talking about my hobby, I would like to just create, like, I will say comics or small animations based on my characters' stories because I just want people to get to know them.
As of making comics and stuff like that, do you think that you'll independently release them, or do you think that you'll try selling it to a major comic label and then try getting it published through them?
I mean, currently with the internet, there's easy to just like post your uh, web comic to, I don't know, any website that you like. I don't like webtoon. I like, I don't know, maybe other that are a little bit more obscure. But maybe in the future, if I can get to like independently release my comics, I probably would and like sell them at conventions and stuff.
Now, is this the next step for you, or are you like working towards something else right now?
Yeah, I am currently writing and illustrating my first big comic right now,
That's sick.
which is based on, yeah, it's taken me a bit since I am very busy with college and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but I think it has potential, or maybe a good potential for my start as a comic artist.
What are some artists that like you look up to, or that like do you take any inspiration from other artists, or like look up to any other artists?
Okay, there's like these two Italian comic illustrators, which I love their style of. They are Alessandro Barbucci and Barbara Canepa, and I feel like their style is like, I will not say like Disney like, but it's like a I don't know. It just really inspires me and the way they write the comics because I think they're like wife and husband. They work together in their comic series and stuff, and I just really like uh, the way they write their stories, and also the illustrations are insanely good for being comics.
That's pretty cool. Is there any other artists you would like to collaborate with?
I'm exactly sure because I don't know. I kind of like working alone, but pretty much any artist that maybe comes up to me and asks me to, hey, want to collab or do something with me, I will be more than happy to accept their offer.
That's totally understandable. All right, now let me hit you with this. What's the most difficult thing for you as being an artist?
Uh, right now and lately, it has been motivation. And honestly, before I started studying graphic design and animation, I was like very happy that I could make money out of my art and my passion, but then I start uh I start my classes and talking to other people, talking to my teachers who were in the industry, and I kind of felt like I wasn't sure if that was what I wanted because I kind of felt kind of remorse, like a weird remorse of I don't know if I want to convert this hobby into a job. That's kind of like made me less motivated to create with comics and keep going with the development and stuff. I've been better now, but it sometimes kind of makes me wonder if I made the correct choice. It's whatever.
Sometimes I feel like you just gotta roll with the punches, because that stuff like that always
Absolutely.
happens. I hear that a lot. You don't really know if you want to pursue with this, or if it's like a worthy endeavor. I hear a lot of people even say like, if you like something, do not turn it into a job because you'll end up hating it. But I don't really know how I feel about on that standpoint. Now, what gives you that motivation to keep going?
It's simply just the love for my own characters, my fictional characters that I create, and that they creating them and make me understand the world and freely express myself in a way in which is more personal, easier, and fun to me. Because when you create characters, you inspire them of real people, and that's sometimes my case. And it's just fun because when I create characters, I told you I tend to investigate and uh, try to find out new stuff for to inspire myself for new characters.
Yeah,
And besides creating them, I just like get to learn new stuff, and that's very cool.
I feel like that's the whole enjoyment of behind it is to be able to like, give it more depth by taking more inspiration from the real world.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, is there a message, since we're getting near the end, is there a message that you would like to give to the world or like, artists, just anyone in general?
Overused, but just keep creating because, like, I've heard from people that I like to draw when I was a kid and then I stopped and now I regret it. Well, just keep doing your thing because if you actually enjoy it, then it's something that, well, it will bring you good in the future. And I believe it's a very healthy way to express yourself. And I think art is just something that is unique to us, and you just should try and keep going with it.
Okay. Yeah, no, I can agree with that. All right. Now, is there like anyone you would like to shout out or questions you'd like to ask me or where can we like reach you on like, any other social platforms?
I would like to give a very quick shout out to my best friends up there, Ikado and Ralph. And you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and I also have a YouTube channel where I post my animations. You can find me as Sludge Elf. I think I will link my card down in the description.
But I like to also thank you for taking your time to come on this radio show, and I'd also like to wish you a good day.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This was very fun. I hope you have more episodes next that are also very interesting. And thanks for having me. Have a good day, you too.